What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. It's Erica with Not Your Average EDC, and today we have something really fun to talk about. We're going to talk about a whole bunch of EDC knives. I've got 5 of them here that are all going to tie together, and we're going to talk about EDC knives. But first, I want to address something that is really funny that's kind of like circulating around the community right now, and I wanted to address it because I made a video about it a couple days ago, and I want to just do like a follow-up, I think it's called. A follow-up. So, everyone is fired up because we've been talking about morals in the knife community, especially when it comes to buying knives made in China. And I made a video the other day saying that you're never going to see a Chinese knife on this channel. Morally, for me, it does not feel right to buy from China if I can help it. And I said, basically, I'm slowly converting over to not buying anything from there anymore. I'm starting with the knives because that's something I have a much easier say in as opposed to like wardrobe. There's a lot of stuff made in China, and if I can just chip away at it a little bit at a time, it makes me as an individual feel better. And one thing I have a massive say in is where I buy my knives from. So if I can buy them manufactured in a country that is not communist and doesn't hate us, it makes me feel much better. So basically, I made that video. 99% of people agreed with me, and but then some other people started putting their 2 cents in on their channels and stuff, saying that has nothing to do with morals, blah blah blah. And I just wanted to be like, yes, it does. You're so wrong. It's funny. Like the reason that you're making a video about it is because deep down, way deep down, it has aggravated you because I'm right and you're wrong. Like, that's why you're so fired up about it. That's why you have to address why you think morally you're fine. And it got to you. My video got to you because deep down, I'm right. Yes, it does have to do with morals. So I'm going to give a few examples here that show exactly why buying from communist China when you don't have to is morally wrong. So, something that I see all the time in everyday life is overweight dogs. I love my dogs. My dogs are very fit. They eat a raw food diet. They are very in shape. I love them. When I see an owner with a dog that is morbidly obese, the dog is not feeding itself. The owner is feeding the dog. And if your reasoning for feeding your dog to the point of obesity is because you love it, because the dog loves food, the dog loves table scraps, the dog loves snacks, every day when you get home at 6 p.m. from work, the dog is waiting for his cookie because he's so used to it. That's his routine. It would break his heart if he didn't do it anymore. And that's why he's a little chunky and overweight. The dog can't breathe. The dog is fat and unhealthy, and you're killing your animal because you think that you're doing it out of love and that justifies it. Morally, I don't care who you are. Morally, that's wrong. Just like if you don't take care of yourself, your body, if you are fat because you like food, because you stress eat, because you're depressed, because you don't know how to take care of yourself, you can't get to the gym, you don't have time. Morally, that's wrong. Like, I don't care if you are 300 pounds and you say that you don't care about your weight because you're happy and it shouldn't matter. No, you're wrong. You're literally unhealthy. Science tells you that you are unhealthy, that you are killing yourself faster than if you kept yourself lean, tried to eat healthier foods. Like, obviously, there's a balance with everything. I love fucking beer, but I take care of myself, right? I can move, I can run, I can do things. I'm healthy. There's nothing morally correct about eating to obesity, feeding your dog to obesity, buying from communist China when you literally do not have to. Like, you do not have to. And it does have to do with morals because there's only 2 reasons that you would do that. Number one, those companies are paying you to review their products, to sell them to the community, or they're even giving you the knives for free, and you like free shit. You're either getting paid or you're getting paid in free shit, or morally, you're just seriously fucked. If you can stand there and say that you just like Chinese knives, you like how they're made, you like where they're made, then morally you're literally tapped in the head. Like, I'll still be friends with you, I'm friends with everybody, but like, I will not agree with you at all, and you will never convince me that morals are not a part of this. Ever. Because there's no way you can justify it, dude. There's no way you can justify pushing Chinese knives to the public and trying to sell them to people when you know that communist China hates us, is going to blow bullets through our brains, and has like child labor. You know, like it's just, there's no reason. Even if you're like, well, it's because some people can't afford knives and they have to get something cheap. Okay, Kershaw makes knives in the USA for dirt fucking cheap. And also, like, just save your money. Just save your money, and I promise you could probably get some type of USA made knife at some point. Like, it's not impossible. But your morals are fucked if you are in any way justifying buying from communist China. Like, end of story. And every single YouTuber that is pissed off about that right now, it's because I'm right and you're wrong, and you know deep down that you're wrong. And you're balls deep in this, and you can't get out because YouTube is paying you. The companies are paying you. They are sending you the free shit in exchange for you to say good things about them and show them on your channel. And you can't get out because your balls fucking deep in it because you already said yes. So that is my furious rant for the day. Let's talk about knives. So, the native. This knife is fantastic so far. I am obsessed. I'm so obsessed that it got honored with the Grumpy's EDC Muzzle Reaper bead. That means it's really something here. So this knife I am absolutely obsessed with so far. We will do the week 1 update tomorrow. But let's talk about why this knife and this knife and this knife all have something in common with one of my fixed blades that I have. And the fixed blade that I'm talking about is the BGM Knives Mini Spade. So, the Mini Spade has been a favorite of mine since I got it. This design was made by John Miller over at BGM Knives. This is his execution of what he believes is the ultimate EDC knife, the ultimate fixed blade EDC knife for him. And I can't really argue with it because it is fantastic. Now, I have 2 of them. I have used them a lot. This is my more recent one, the Gen 3. I am absolutely obsessed with this. And I wanted to just explain why I think John is 100% correct, and this really is one of the best EDC knives in the world. In the world. It is one of the best in the world in terms of fixed blades. So, right here we have the Benchmade Bug Out. One of the best EDC knives in the world, in the folder world. The best thing about the Bug Out is the blade shape. It is completely utilitarian, thin, slicey, but durable. It's absolutely fantastic. We can see some similarities with these two because we have a slicey blade, it's thin, kind of like a drop point type style here. We have a pretty centerline tip with the rest of the knife, which I have explained why that is so beneficial. I have numerous videos on that, but in short, having the tip in line with the rest of the knife really gives you, it makes it the easiest to do poking and drilling and light prying and kind of like delicate tip tasks. It's the easiest because you are not exerting as much effort since it is an extension of your hand. So if I put my arm out straight, see how it all just kind of flows straight. The tip is center line with the rest of me. It kind of just becomes part of you. And with the spade, we have that. So the tip here, very much center line with the rest of the knife. Absolutely fabulous extension of your hand as a tool. In terms of blade shape, it is very reminiscent of kind of like a Para 3 native blade shape. So I've stated that the Para 3 is, again, one of my favorite EDC knives. I hated it at first, then I had to eat my words because it really is just one of the best blade shapes ever. The geometry is fantastic. That leaf shape, that wide cutting surface, just really, really capable of a lot of tasks. We kind of have the same thing with the native. A little more slimline here, but again, that leaf shape, thin, slicey, but decent tip blade shape there. Mr. Kane has come to say hi. We'll just say hi, Mr. Baby. Don't eat the knives, please. Mr. Cakes is there. We've got all the dogs out. Just had to show them because everyone likes to see them. So the spade, in my opinion, is kind of like a combination of all of these. And it is robust enough to do prying. It is slicey enough to do food prep and just really slicey tasks because it thins out so much. You can get this hollow ground. I do have a hollow ground one that is just stunning. Okay. Yep, so you're beautiful too. Okay, buddy. I think we're all done with that. The hollow ground one is absolutely stunning as well. I've showed that quite a bit on my channel, but this is just the ultimate blade shape for basically anything you are going to encounter in your day. Now, I will say, if you are in the trades like I used to be, and in like construction or something where you use your knife as a multi-tool, this may not be the ultimate knife for you. So like when I was in the trades and doing construction and stuff and renovations, the Emerson Mini A100 was like my go-to recommended ultimate blade because you can use it as a pry bar and a scraper and a drill and all that stuff if need be, and it's more robust and kind of like more sleek lengthwise. It's not a slicer, but it's really robust. However, if you are just like the normal person that does normal everyday tasks and food prep and stuff like that, like you genuinely can't go wrong with the spade or the mini spade. You can't. This is 6.5 inches long total length. There's just nothing that beats it, guys. I've used so many knives. There's nothing that beats the mini spade design. It is just the best. It is like all of the best attributes of some of my favorite knives combined. I just can't speak more highly of it. It's just fantastic. It's my favorite BGM model officially. The Kephart used to be, but I have to say the spade has just taken my heart. And just to show, now that we have kind of like dug into the good steel on this knife, because this is MagnaCut, and you guys know my troubles that I've had with MagnaCut, I haven't stropped this or touched up the edge since using it, and I've been using it for a couple days now, and it's just great. Man, it is windy. Hopefully I can do this. I wanted to try and do a paper cut test to show that the edge is still like pretty decent after using it so hard for a couple days. Okay, wind. Please! Hope you guys saw that. Oh my god. Forget it. If the wind dies down, I'll try to show you guys, but the edge is still so good on it. Ever since I used that 120 grit stone and really like got down to the good stuff. The MagnaCut from John at 62 to 63 for a heat treat is just fantastic. And I also wanted to mention, like, the fit and finish on John's knives it's so good. Like, I've never gotten a knife from John that fit and finish wise was not up to par at all. And these are handmade custom knives. Like, he's doing everything handmade with like not the most up-to-date tools. Like, he's doing this all on his own by himself. The Bark River that I recently got, the North Country EDC, they forgot to grind one of the scales down all the way, which is hilarious to me because Mike Stewart, like, no offense to him, but he's kind of cocky and he says stuff that like makes no sense. He made a video once saying that like you will never get an incorrect knife from him because he has like 7. I'm pretty sure Romy's throwing around a dead animal. Like, I literally am pretty sure that she's eating and throwing around like a dead something. Okay, that's disturbing. Mike Stewart said like numerous times that like he has 7 or something like quality checks, and you're never gonna get a knife from him that's like fit and finish, you know, not correct, or it's just like you're never gonna get something from him that's off. And it's like, Mike, shut up, bro. Like, that's not even true. I got this knife and somebody ground the handle scale down on one side and then they forgot to on the other. So like, I think you can even see right here, that's not supposed to be popping up like that. Like, so like I'll have to take my Dremel tool and Dremel that down because like if I flip it around on this side, Like it's ground down, and then this one, you can really see it like pops up, and it's just like fucking ugly. Like, just grind that off. That's not supposed to be there. It's not a correct fit. For like almost $300, like what I paid for this knife, like, Mike, your company does make mistakes. You got a lot of people in there. It's what happens, and I don't care, but just don't say that you're never gonna get a knife that's like not correct, because yes, you do. But John is a one-man band, and I've never gotten something with a poor fit and finish from him ever. Like, oh, it's just so beautiful. Everything is so crisp and clean on his knives. Even attention to detail, 100% on point. And like, that's why I love John's work, because he's a young knife maker who's still learning and stuff, and if you tell him like, hey, your heat treat might be off with the Magna Cut or something, he just like tries to fix it, as opposed to making a video saying that he never does anything wrong, which is hilarious. Yeah. BGM Knives Mini Spade, my absolute favorite EDC knife right now. It's just fantastic. Well, for fixed blades. My favorite EDC fixed blade, the best EDC fixed blade in my opinion. You literally like can't beat this. You can't. Especially for the price. So anyway, guys, that is my rant for today. I should have said, okay, this is the best EDC knife on Erica's planet. Everything I say is in terms of Erica's planet. Nobody else lives here other than me and the dogs. So like, for me, this is the best, not for everyone else. I always have to give that disclaimer because people are ridiculous. And they're like, well, I don't agree. Cool. Holy shit, the dogs are going crazy. Go use your shit, guys. Have a great day. Fill up John's books, bgmknives.com. Go fill up his books. Get some knives from him. Use your fucking shit. Use your fucking shit. Buy American made, or Japanese, or Germany, or Italian, or Switzerland, or fucking Erica's planet. I'll see you guys on the next video. Adios. Say goodbye, everybody. Say use your shit on Erica's planet.